Are you looking for a high-performance open-source NoSQL database that can handle millions of operations per second? Let's discover ScyllaDB, a drop-in replacement for Apache Cassandra, rewritten from the ground up for raw speed and predictable low latency. It's fully compatible with the Apache Cassandra and Dynamo DB API out of the box, so you can migrate your existing workloads without rewriting a single line of code. It's trusted by Discord, Ticketmaster and Zillow to power their most demanding real-time workloads. To get started, you can use the official cloud version with the free trial available on the standard tier, or self-deploy it by following the documentation's installation guide, or you can use Elestio to deploy it seamlessly on your server or the cloud provider of your choice. We handle the installation, backups, updates and ongoing maintenance for you. To start using ScyllaDB on our platform, head to ls.io and click on Login. Then deploy my first service, search for ScyllaDB and select. From there, you have the choice between the different cloud providers with support, different regions and service plans based on your needs. Pick one and then next. On the final screen, you can adjust more advanced settings, choose between the different level of support we provide. The first one is free and included by default. Once you're all good, hit the Create Service button. Once the installation is finished, you receive this email telling you that your new instance is ready. Let's follow the Get Password link. It redirects us to Elestio administration dashboard for your ScyllaDB instance. Let's copy the password to access our ScyllaDB instance. Click on it and type root and paste the password, then sign in. You have a raw administration dashboard to view your data, your tables, and create them. First, let's try to create a table. Let's name it products. You can define the hash attribute name. Let's use ID. Then range attribute name for sorting. Let's say we'd add a created at. The type would be a string containing the dates. And submit, but unfortunately, using the UI, I haven't been able to create a table because it treats the integer here as strings and the validation doesn't pass. But we'll come back to the UI later when we have created table, but programmatically. To interact with our ScyllaDB, we can use Dynamo DB API and client to communicate with our server and use the different features. In the email you receive from Elestio, you have an example to how to use it using Node.js. So first, let's copy everything from there. And now in VS Code, let's create a file. We can name it index.js, paste the code. We can see it's doing multiple things, but the first one is that we need the AWS SDK. So let's add it. We can run bun add AWS SDK. Perfect. Now, because we copied it from our mail, everything is pre-filled excepted the password. So you need to replace this string from the administration dashboard. So copy it again and paste it there. Of course, on your real project, use environment variables for everything. We will dive into the code later. For now, let's run node index.js to start to run our file. It did nothing because I never saved, so I'm saving it. I'm trying it again. Now we can see it's trying to do the request. It did something, but before diving into the logs, we can check the code to understand what we did. So it's using AWS Dynamo DB. The first part is to create a table containing an ID, which will be our partition key, what I tried to do earlier with the UI, but I didn't successfully did. Here are the read and write capacity, which were the culprits in the UI. Then it's doing the create table, logging if it worked or not. And then we have an insert row using put item. As it's NoSQL, there is no schema, so it's defined directly in the item here. And we have a read. Let's split it into different files to test it. I will start by copy everything. In a new file, I will name it insert.js. I will paste and I will keep only the insert car. So I can get rid of the reads and they create a new table. Okay, I can save and we can try to run it. Node insert.js. Okay, success. Now if we go back to the UI here, if I open tables, I can see I have the cars table. I'm able to add some filters to view all the entries inside it. But let's add more data so it's more visual so we can interact with it. For this, let's use our best friend Cloud Code and simply ask in insert.js, generate a random make, model, year, and create 100 cars. Let's run it. All right, it did something. Let's verify that it works. With node insert.js run, and it's inserted all the different cars. Perfect. While it's doing it, let's run another prompt. Can you create a read.js file that fetch all different makes and display a table of how many cars per make are available? All right, it prepared something. Let's run node read.js and see if it works. And it does. We have 13 Volkswagen, 12 Nissan, 100 cars in total. Let's reload here and we should see many more cars. So we've seen how programmatically we are able to interact with our ScyllaDB. You can add filters with the UI. For example, if we filter using the make and we want only, let's say Honda, type it, enter, click on search, and here we can see the list of the different Honda cars. You can also edit items individually. Let's say, for example, you edit this one, the 43. You add a new column. Let's name it color. You define it to pink. You save it. You go back to cars. And now you can see you have a new column that is detected. Only this one has a value that is pink. And you have the same for meta. You are able to adjust your table definition from there. And here you won't have the issue with the wrong format of parameter. This was a simple example on how to use ScyllaDB. As always, I highly recommend you to dive into the documentation to discover all the features that are available and how to use them. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed discovering ScyllaDB with us. Please hit the like button to help our channel be more visible to other open source lovers. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss our next platform overviews. If you want to continue your open source journey, watch this video, available here.